Hello, beautiful people. Good afternoon and evening. Welcome to the This is Best Reviews channel. Let's welcome in James for the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel as well. The link is in the description of this video.
Hey guys, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for being here. Thank you for having me. Ooh, this show.
This show is just a mess. Ain't nothing but an example of the devil doing a tap dance and a two-step across our television screens each week because I didn't like any of what happened in this episode. So we're going to get through. This episode does start with Brandy basically checking Chantel at the table after telling her to stay in a child's place. And Brandy also made the point to tell Chantel that Chantel cannot talk to Brandy the way she talked to her mama. And I can understand why she said that, because Chantel has been, especially in the Black community, Chantel has been disrespectful for no reason. If your mama do something, fine, I can understand you snapping at her, but Chantel just pretty much been dragging her mama this whole time. And if that's the case, then do like the other daughter and stay far away from her and her platforms, because she don't need to be here. She has a husband in the NBA. I'm just saying. Hi, Shani. Welcome in. She said, I'm first, the first to do it. We appreciate you. But yeah, I was annoyed with that. And then it ends with Shani talking about she does not like drama. Shani, shut the hell up.
I was going to say, girl.
Shani, you are making millions off of drama. You married a man who has drama within his church. And apparently you getting with him was drama too. You can't, Shani. Jackie's daughter did act like a child this episode. I think we can all agree. Nobody's negating her pain or her trauma, but she definitely behaved like she was.
But this isn't what I want people to understand, is that this isn't the platform for her to do this, is what we're saying. This is not the area where you need to be unloading all of your childhood trauma and then the baggage claim of the relationship you have with your mother. I think her coming on this show, she wanted to exploit Jackie because she didn't get the fair chance to do it when she tried to do it in earlier seasons. So I think she's trying to do it now, which I'd rather her get help for that and learn how to seek some forgiveness for your mother versus you doing all of this.
Yeah, I agree. It's too much. There's a time and there's a place. It doesn't make sense, any of what Chantel is doing. And she's also not showing us anything about her life as a basketball wife. So why are you here? You're getting mad at people for reminding you that you're a child. She's getting mad at people for stupid stuff. But at the end of the day, she's acting like a child. If you don't want to be treated as a child, then show us the life of a basketball wife Chantel, please. But we know she ain't going to do that. So Chantel does end up leaving the dinner after Brandy apologized to Jackie for talking to her daughter crazy. And Jackie ran out talking about, I'm going to go after my baby. And Jackie, you know, she tries to console Chantel, but Chantel didn't even allow Jackie to have a moment to be there for her. As soon as she got outside, Chantel pretty much was like, Mom, you don't got to stay. You don't got to come with me. You can stay. Go be with the group. And I'm looking at Chantel and I'm like, okay, so your mom's trying to respect your boundaries. And I'm not saying Jackie's a perfect parent, but she tried to respect her boundaries. They had some type of a pact where they said they're not going to get involved in each other's mess because the ladies will probably view Chantel as a child. But her mom still stood up for her at that table and explained to people to let certain things be. She still stood up for her daughter to some extent, ran out after her, and Chantel didn't let her do nothing. But then, as we know, throughout the rest of this episode, this heifer is going to cry, talking about, I wish my mom did more for me. When she tried to do more for you and stick by your side, you sent her back inside. So I'm sick of Chantel thus far already. James, did you think that made sense? Jackie ran out after her. Wouldn't you allow your mama to come with you?
As I said, there's more to this that she's trying to expose, and she's doing it in a horrible way because, yes, most people would want their parent to comfort them in a moment that just got heated. So there's something more to this that she's trying to expose. I think Jackie knows it as well, and that's why Jackie's moving the way she is.
Yep.
But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And then I think it's weird.
It's weird. You want to Close your mom, sell something to TMZ. Go do an interview. You could have done this to your mama without this. It's annoying because don't come here and then not tell us what's really going on. Shenny said, let me catch the comments. When she started talking about don't make me call my dad, that sound like a little girl. You keep bothering me and don't take my side. I'm going to tell daddy. Chantel's exposing herself as a spoiled brat, honestly. I feel like the other kids got it worse. And I somewhat, after watching this episode, feel like Chantel competes with her mom for Doug's attention and vice versa. Either way, I think this family is twisted. She told Jackie she could hold her own and she don't need Jackie to fight for her in the first episode. She did. She did. Thank you for pointing that out. That's why it's like, Chantel, you asked for your mama not to defend you. Now she gives you what you want and you mad. You asked your mama to have boundaries. You place strict boundaries on her. She ain't met your husband, barely meeting her grandkids. So she's trying to respect the boundaries and all of these things that Chantel put in place. And now Chantel is complaining that her mom is it's just expose what you got to expose, girl. Because if she keeps up with this, nobody gonna like her. Nobody. But the way Shawnee made a comment that bothered me, y'all. Shawnee said if she were Jackie, she would have lost her mind if somebody said or spoke to their child in front of them. And that made me think, Shawnee, you are definitely the real devil, and I'm glad you spoke up. And the reason I say that is because you're the one that handles the hiring and has a place and a piece and all of that. You knew that casting the child of a cast member for anybody on this cast would be extremely difficult. So in my opinion, I feel like Shawnee was expecting Jackie to like lose her mind on her kid or to like act a fool because Evelyn, who's Shawnee's bestie, they've been trying to expose Jackie as a bad parent, which we know she is. But I just can't help but feel like Shawnee casted Chantel, not because she cares that she's a basketball wife, but solely so that they could, for another season, have Jackie be the main storyline. Because without Jackie, this show would be dead. It's a fact.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
It is an actual fact. Shani said if Jackie would have went all Jack Attack on Brandy, the daughter would have had a problem with that. Maybe. I feel like Chantel is not for Jackie at all.
Yeah, something had to happen to her too. Aside from happening to the other daughter, something had to have happened to her as well. I don't know what it could have been. I don't know what she's trying to expose from Jackie because, like I said, her behavior is strange. And knowing Jackie, it could have been anything. So, but something definitely happened to her. I don't know what it was. And I don't even want to guess at this point because I could be far off. But yeah, she is too much.
I think it's also important to remember that for some people, their biggest trauma could be that their parents picked them up late every Friday from school and it made them traumatized in life.
Yeah.
And then for another person, it could be actual, one day their parent just never came to pick them up and they're placed in foster care. But even though from the outside looking in, one may seem bigger than the other, each person will still feel impacted and be infected the same trauma-wise. So Chantel gives me somebody who probably had to deal with some behaviors that a lot of kids in the Black community probably are accustomed to dealing with. But I feel like Doug and Jackie are so different and that could have caused some confusion. But I can't help but also think that she's spoiled a little bit. And you can be spoiled and also abused in any way as a kid. You can have childhoods where you have everything you need in life, but still be abused.
She's 100% spoiled. Like it's very obvious that Jackie and Doug spoiled that little girl. And when she got with whoever her husband is, he just took over.
Yeah. So, yeah, pretty much. Well, we don't know because we don't see the nigga, but we don't know. But moving forward, the next day comes and everybody splits up for activities. Some of the ladies went zip lining. I have done that zip line. Go do the zip line by the link on the strip. Don't do the one that y'all saw on Fremont Street. Why? The end of that zip line make you think you've been in a car crash. You're going to have whiplash. You heard it here first. But, Evelyn saying Jennifer's coochie was like blown up like a puffer fish because of a yeast infection that got so bad. people get yeast infections. I don't know if y'all know, it's common. Now, not common to have it blow up like a puffer fish, but you could get a yeast infection just from having pants too tight. You can get yeast infections from wearing underwear, eating different foods, hopping on different you-know-whats. So I'm like, okay, anything else you got, Ev? I don't like when women whose vaginas have existed for eons for different men try to come for another woman. Like Ev and Jen to me are one and the same, especially in how they date. They choose bad men. It's just Evelyn chooses kind of these fake gangsters that can't seem to let go of the fact they're not in the hood no more, who are going to cheat. And Jennifer likes criminals. I can't even say scam artists no more. She's dated someone who's done murder for hire, a scam artist, somebody that done kidnapped somebody. And that's all that we know about. I'm like, there could be so many more people. I just can't. Yes, Shanny, you could get a yeast infection from taking antibiotics. That's actually one of the most common ways that women get them. So I'm like, come on.
I just want to know what she thought that was supposed to do. Like when she exposed that, like, what did you think that was supposed to do exactly for you to expose something? So, like, I think it's almost, I'm not going to say it's normal to get a yeast infection because it's not. But what I'm saying is that it does happen. Like under the rarest of circumstances, it does happen. So for you to point that out and then make it a sexual content thing just goes to show you were just trying to expose that lady, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
And you should also take a sexual education or women's health course. Evelyn, just saying. I feel like she would benefit from that, actually. What did Shani say? Evelyn needs to not talk about that, not when she was smacking the coochie out her vagina not too long ago when she was talking to OG. I know. I didn't like that.
I hated that.
It was hard to watch because I was like, what is this lady doing? What are you doing? You think because you got some black friends that you could just say and do whatever, huh, Evelyn?
Right. Why are you so proud of that? Like, I'm okay.
Please. Anywho, y'all. So Chantel is talking about her relationship with her mom on her little group because Jackie and Chantel each took half of the ladies to different activities. I was just annoyed because Chantel sat there and was like, the ladies are like, we've never seen Jackie so quiet. They didn't say she didn't defend her. They're like, we've never seen Jackie so quiet. And then Chantel is like, yeah, I'm annoyed that she didn't defend me, but you placed those boundaries. And I actually liked Brittany Renner in this conversation because she held Chantel accountable because Chantel was like, yeah, she's not defending me and trying to have me handle my own stuff. And Brittany was like, but it's my understanding that you guys had boundaries in place that you put there, right? So maybe she's just behaving how, you are. And I was glad she said that because it's like, Chantel, you place boundaries. Then she acknowledges them. And because I don't get it, James. I don't get it.
Nobody gets it. Nobody understands her. Like I said, her coming on the show was such a bad look for her because it literally did the opposite of what she probably thought it was supposed to do. I think she was supposed to come on this show and we were supposed to feel sorry for her because of whatever it is that she has endured. The problem is that she's not 100% clear on the context of why she has to have these kind of boundaries with her mother. If it were the other daughter, we would understand very crystal clear because y'all were very clear on the trauma she went through with her mother. We're not clear on the trauma you went through with your mother because how we all see it is you were this glorified one. You were the one your mom put on the pedestal. You were the angel.
Right.
That your mother just adored. And, we got to see her spoil your daughter, which she had 3 or 4 other grandchildren from your older sister that she has yet to acknowledge. Didn't even get on the plane when her grandson got burnt. Let's not forget that. So I'm just saying, for her to say, oh, I have to have these boundaries with my mother, then my mother's not defending, ma'am, you're confusing us. Because which is it? Do you want her to defend you, or do you want her to have boundaries and stay away from you? That you're not making clear on why you have those boundaries in the first place. I want her to leave the show. Shani, this was a horrible idea.
Yeah, shame on Shani, for real. Shame on you, Shani, because Shani has 5 kids her damn self. And she proclaims and appears to be a great mother. I won't take that from her, but she's a terrible fucking person, because why would you bring this girl on this show knowing that Jackie has issues with her kids? Why try to make $1 off of that? Explain that to your congregation, please. Please. I don't understand it. But it's sad because Chantel's letting these women like talk negatively about her mom, and it's talking negatively about her mom. Meanwhile, Jackie's doing that bar dinner thing in the sky with the other ladies, and she explains in a way that actually made sense. She was like, I told Shani that I was going to let her be an adult and mind my business and not jump into every fight to defend her, because that's what she wanted. And when Jackie explained it that way, I was like, okay, I do actually understand where she's coming from. Denise, please stop talking. I don't know why she felt the need to try and hold people accountable. Bitch, why are you here? You not even was ever a wife. You one of many baby mamas that this specific ball player has. Why is Denise there, James? I don't like this woman.
I don't even know who that was.
She has said something in the sky to Jackie and to Brandy, and I'm just like, why are you commenting? And that's what I don't like that Chantel, Denise, or Brittany Renner do. Stay in your place. Mind your business and watch. Speak when spoken to. Because they keep getting involved in stuff that don't have nothing to do with them, and then it becomes a whole separate argument and fight. And I'm not here for it. I'm not entertained. She got a baby by a ball player. I guess that's all it takes these days.
I guess so. I mean, if you want to use this as, a wedge point to your own success, then by all means. But to me, you just make yourself look crazy, because first of all, we don't even know you. We don't know nothing about you. You have yet to get a segment of your own on this show where we learn the dynamics between you and the father of your child. Who are you with now? Because we know you're not with him. He's with someone else as we speak today. So what is?
I can't.
Yeah. She's just there. She, as I said, she reminds me of those sisters that were on the show that one time that were just extra.
Yeah, she's never gonna give much, but hey, we'll keep it going. So we get to the mess of the show. The group goes out to have drinks all together, and this is where Jackie brings up the issues that Chantel and Brandy have been having. And Brandy says in front of the group that she is not interested. She basically says she wants to talk to Chantel. She wants to make things right, but she doesn't want to do it in front of the group, which I think is smart. Because though Brandy do be having an attitude sometimes, what people need to understand is if every time this girl come in the room and y'all critiquing her outfit that she want to wear to the wedding, y'all telling her she's messy for having this trip, even though all of they asses hopped on a plane and still got there. They been critiquing everything Brandy does, and when they're not doing that, they come for her marriage, make fun of that. So her having an attitude, I would have an attitude being around them funky hoes too. And as a Gemini, I can't say we're not gonna hide nothing. If we don't like you, you gonna know. If we got an attitude with you, you gonna know. So it's too doggone much. But the group is having the drinks. The issues come up, and Chantel basically says that she wants Brandy to apologize and have the conversation with her publicly, since she was disrespected publicly. I'm sick of this little hoe. Now I'm calling her a child, okay? Because even with the situation with Brandy, Chantel, you inserted yourself and offered an opinion that was disrespectful about some shit that had nothing to do with you. So if Chantel would have minded her business, she wouldn't even have a problem with Brandy or need to have to talk to Brandy. She's doing the same shit she does at home with her mommy and daddy with these women. And that's what I saw with Brandy. And I'm genuinely sick of it. But Brandy does give in and gives her a little dry ass sarcastic apology. And it's like, well, I am sorry you feel that way. She gives her something. And what does Chantel do? She continues to kind of attack Brandy and say, go over all the stuff she's already said over and over again. And I'm just looking like I would have done what Brandy did too. Like, I'm not about to... I told you I'll talk to you deeply in private. I've given you some type of something publicly, and then you continue to disrespect me while I'm not arguing back. Where was the energy when she was originally disrespected? That's like if I call James and call him all sorts of bitches and hoes, hang up on him, and then I'm expecting more from him. Like, what? It makes no sense. James, did you peep the craziness? How'd you feel about Chantel
Yeah,
and
I peeped
Brandy?
the crazy. Yes, I peeped the craziness. Her logic is backwards. And I just feel like this is why we don't give people platforms. People
Yep.
who need to be, in someone's deep counseling sessions and stuff, because I can't even explain it. Just because it's crazy. This little girl, Jackie, what did you do? I'm gonna start to question you. What did you and Doug do? Because this is more than
She's
just spoiled.
spoiled.
No, this is more than just spoiled. This is beyond spoiled. Something happened to this girl. I don't know what it could be. I don't know. And I really don't care because I don't like her. But something happened. Something happened to this little girl that I need them to expose so I can make sense of this. But hey, I have to do this, y'all. I have to get to work. I got called in early today, so I have to leave the live, but I will be back though for this mess.
We
So, but
will
good
be
luck.
back again. We have very different schedules, but thank you for being here for the time that you were here.
No problem. I love you. I'll talk to you later.
Indeed. But y'all, I don't understand any of Chantel's behavior, but let me get the comments because I don't want you guys to go ignore it. Nakia, did I say that right? Please tell me if I said it wrong. I like the name though. Her child is foul. She is. She's a bad egg. The stankiest egg. Whose friend is she? Who brought her on the show? Denise. Denise just kind of popped up. I think she knows Brittany. I don't really like the idea of Brittany Renner being back. I also feel like Brittany Renner is the fakest Muslim ever. And I don't know who else thought it was funny, but when Brittany asked Jackie, how many drinks are you on? Disrespectfully, and Jackie so calmly and smoothly said, oh, I'm drinking on water, but how many drinks have you been hiding under your hijab? I said, oh, Jesus. Because if you drink and you are supposedly a Muslim, or if you cursing and you a Muslim, Miss Brittany, that's haram. You're not supposed to be doing that. That's a big no-no. Nakia says she WACK. Evening, good evening. Yeah, I wouldn't say poor Jackie, just because the way that Jackie treated that older daughter that we learned about, the one that Evelyn donated to, I won't say poor Jackie. Maybe Chantel is Jackie's karma for how she treated that other baby. I'm just saying. But I still can't stand Chantel. Shani said it was showing your face, it was showing your voice when we speak that we not feeling you at all. I have not seen any positive reception, not on Instagram, not other recappers, not TikTokers. No one seems to care for Chantel. And it's not that they dislike her, but you're coming on Basketball Wives as a Basketball Wives, picking a beef with your mama. Meanwhile, your nigga ain't shown his face once. Where's your husband? Just asking. A little weird. Nakia said, I'm a Leo. I'll let you know too. Love Leos. We're compatible in friendship. Fun fact. Love Leos. A Leo, you don't know how a Leo feel. They will not hold back. Nakia says she friends with all the hoes who don't like her mom. That's so weird. Mind y'all, I'm estranged from my mom in actual life for genuine reasons of, things I went through, abuse and things of that nature. However, I would never allow anybody to disrespect her. I feel like regardless on how you feel about family, it's not for other people to express their feelings on your family. Stand by your family. I don't understand it. Maybe they gave more favor to the brother and that's her problem. You could be right. You could be right. You could be right. Right up under the hijab. I'm trying to tell you. And for those who don't know, my government name is Amina, Mother of the Prophet. It is a big deal in Islam. I grew up in Islam. So I'm looking at Brittany like, girl, I can't. I knew as soon as I started smoking weed, though, y'all. I said, oh, I can't be a Muslim. Sayonara, Allah. I'll figure it out. I got somebody. But Lord, I just can't with her. But, at the very least, Brandy gave Chantel something. I wouldn't have gave Chantel shit because Chantel acts like a child, cries like a child, and expects the world to just kiss her ass. And I don't like how it's like you want to go off on Brandy later when you have the opportunity to defend yourself in that moment. But it's like Chantel has to run away every time she's in a situation. And then she comes back and she needs like allies before she could come at you. She's scary. I don't like how she moves. Like separate from her mom, I don't think she would do well for reality TV. I just don't. But Jackie explains again that she does not want to get in the middle of the issue that Chantel and Brandy has. And, you know, Chantel also inserted herself some more into this conversation, which is a constant problem. And this is where Ty on my nerves, but Ty seemed fun. That's all I'll say. Ty says to Jackie that Chantel expressed to the group that she feels like Jackie would fight for less. And that annoyed me, y'all, because you cannot complain to the group saying that you feel like your mom, if you've seen her fight for less, when you specifically had a conversation with her prior to coming on this show. That's the one thing that Jackie, Chantel, and everybody can seem to see and agree on. They discussed their boundaries and how they would behave on the show separate to coming on it. So now that Jackie is behaving that way, Chantel's getting mad about it. So don't go and sell it to the group as if your mom just doesn't fight for you. That's crazy. Because when Evelyn was talking about the other daughter that Jackie don't deal with, that Jackie does treat like crap, Jackie was ready to fight. So don't say that, Chantel. Please don't. Like, she irks my soul. She doesn't want to get involved unless she needs to get involved. Chantel is 31 years old. Like, it shouldn't be that way. I feel like all moms are like that. My mom is that way with all of my siblings, and we're all well into adulthood. But our parents are the type of parents where, like, they don't want to get involved unless they absolutely have to get involved. And that makes sense because you raise your kids to be independent and to be able to resolve conflict. 31-year-old Chantel, Miss I'm 31. Crazy bitch. I just cannot. So Brittany Renner decides to interject, and Jackie explains to Brittany politely. I was actually surprised because we know how Jackie is. I thought she'd go crazy on her. But Brittany said that she's done Jackie said to Brittany she's done discussing her and her daughter, and she tells Brittany and the women, y'all find something else to talk about. And I said, okay, they better leave her alone, because I think that's fair. I think there should be a line for anybody who's on reality TV. I think that some things just do not need to be discussed and filmed. If they choose to do it anyway, fine. But I don't think the relationship between a mother and a daughter should be up for views and ratings just for the betterment of a check. Like, I don't like that. And I felt like Jackie was trying to explain that, but nobody was respecting that. Brittany kept going on and on and on. And then she goes to the side with Jackie's daughter, and AKA Jackie's op, Chantel. And she's basically saying to Chantel that she feels triggered because, as we know, Brittany Renner does not have a relationship with her mother right now. They are estranged because she says her mom was playing with her money or something. So Brittany's feeling triggered, and now she's projecting her pain and her trauma onto these people, even though it's two very different situations. I want Brittany to mind her business. Like, I don't get that. Like, most Black people, because I'm very blackity black. Most Black people, we mind our business. Like, we'll support our friends and family and stuff, but I'm not going to be getting involved in between, like, arguments between a mother and a daughter unless they, like, really about to, like, physically fight or something. But I don't think it's anyone's place to get in between, like, family or close relationships, because you don't know the dynamics. You just don't, unless you're part of the family. And so it's dangerous. And no one should want anyone to have a problem. Hell. So Brittany's mad in the corner talking shit about Chantel's mom to Chantel. And Jackie's sitting back with the rest of the group and it's like, oh, okay, Brittany's having Shanny's back. I'm glad. Somebody's having her back. And I'm like, oh, Lord. And at the worst time possible, Jennifer's tall ass walks in, just tall and thriving because that young man's knocking the Mario coins out of her and other people's accounts without them knowing. She's just happy as hell walking in. And in my head, I'm like, why is Jennifer here? If you got a beef with Evelyn, why you keep going around her? If your marriage matters more than the show and you worth $25 million, Black Barbie, why are you going around Evelyn? I don't understand it. But let me take a break and get to the comments, y'all. Your mother always loved the name Amir for the boys. That's a good name. That's a very good name. Jackie don't want to get involved unless she needs to get involved. I think the daughter was expecting Jackie to be popping off all the time, and she would be the one to be like, stop, mom, relax, mom. And she would be the calm one. You know what, Shani? That actually makes a lot of sense. But Chantel in general seems like if she don't get her way, she gonna throw a fit. She gonna throw a big old fit. I'm black as hell and proud. Thank you, Shani. But Jen walks in, y'all. Jennifer and Evelyn are irritating me. I'm so tired of this beef. Personally, neither of these bitches can keep a man. Neither of these bitches can choose a man. Neither of them know what they doing, like, at all. Now, Evelyn, let it go. Evelyn is engaging online on social media, hiring private investigators, got her ex's cousin Kiki telling her stories about him. And Evelyn's just spreading negative rhetoric about this man from the moment that Jen introduced him on the show. And, you know, Jennifer knows what Christian's family's doing. Jennifer ain't innocent. Jennifer don't care. Jennifer knows that Christian kidnapped somebody. Jennifer knows that Kirsten is doing things that are allegedly fraudulent. Jennifer knows all of this. Jennifer don't care. And Evelyn, you're not being cyberbullied. You keep talking shit about people's family online, then expect somebody who cares about them to respond. It's baffling. So I'm tired of this Ev and Jen beef. These bitches been beefing since Basketball Wives was in Miami. They too old. I'm done with it. And why is Shawnee's forehead getting bigger with every episode? I can't. I just can't. Shani said, yeah, y'all not old enough to know how to ignore another bitch when you're in the same room with them. It's not hard. It's not hard at all. But what can we do? I want the auntie to pull up on Evelyn too. I want the auntie and that wig to pull up on Evelyn. I want to see it. I would love to see it. That would be funny as hell though. So Jennifer walks in and, you know, they have their moment, but Britt and Chantel end up coming back to the group to sit down. And Chantel sits in between, you know, next to her mom and in between Britt and all of that. And Britt says that she didn't like how Jackie was acting. And Jackie told Brittany to mind her business. And then Brittany said, and if you put your hands all in my face, like that's the last time that's going to happen. Yes, that can be taken as a threat. However, Jackie's hands were in like near Brittany's face, but it wasn't like Jackie was actually putting her hands in her face trying to make a point. She was talking with her hands, yes, and moving around, but I didn't feel like Jackie's hands was all in Britt's face that much. And Britt did this bullshit last season too. I can't remember who it was, but when Britt was here the last time that she was on Basketball Wives, she had a habit of making a problem. I think it was Brooke, of making a problem with people and like assuming and making allegations like, oh, you did this, that was aggressive. Your hand was in my face. Brittany, nobody was acting like they was going to fight you. Nobody was doing all of that in the beginning. I feel like Brittany Renner just can't fight, and that's why she screams so much. She got that vein that Erica Mena be getting in her eyebrow when she get mad. Like, Brittany Renner, like, relax. And then you have that energy with the OG, but I don't think she would keep that same energy with anybody her age or younger on the cast. Because it's real easy to yell at Jackie. It just is. And that's also probably the safest person to do that to, personally. Now she's hot in the abaya. I can't take her seriously. I hope she's sweating her life away in them outfits. Shame on her. Muslim take, like, shame on her. She do too much. But basically, Brittany made that comment to Jackie. And then Brittany, and like things go left. You know, she gets up, she's mad. And Jackie, this is where she made the comment about the hijab and the drinking. Because Britt was like, why are you acting like this? How many drinks have you had? And I'm like, I don't know when people don't understand. If somebody start acting a certain way and you say, how many drinks have you had? expect for them to act a fool on you and to turn up. One, you stupid. If you watching somebody drinking, you know that they're going to be extra animated and they're not in their regular form. So you have to expect that they're going to act a fool if you call them out or if they take any offense. Two, you know that you're going to piss her off asking that. Brittany liked to say little slick shit. And then when people react, she suddenly is acting innocent or so offended and behooved. I'd be sick of Brittany Renner. I really do. But Jackie got her right back with that hijab comment. And I was cracking up because while Jackie is getting Brit together, she's telling us, Chantel, stand down. Stand down. I said, oh, Lord. She's telling everybody around her to stand down because Brittany does get in everybody's business. So things just go left. Brittany gets up angry, walks away. They're hollering. They're screaming. They done almost blew the speakers out on the television in the house. I'm trying to tell y'all. Chantel ends up crying because Jackie was coming for Britt because Brittany made some comments about Jackie as a mother, which as a mother herself, especially the way she got her baby, she really needs to be quiet and not make those comments. But Chantel's in the other corner crying because Jackie's climbing over couches trying to get to Brittany. And Jackie's so funny. I'm calm, climbs over the couch. Jackie, I wanted them to let Jackie get to her too, because I feel like Jackie wouldn't just fight her. Jackie is a savage. I feel like Jackie would be biting the weave out her hair. She would chew up and shred the abaya. Jackie would get her ass. She would probably really pour some alcohol in the hijab and make her drink it. I don't know, but I would have loved to have seen them let Jackie get to her. But Brandy ends up going and consoling Chantel, and this is where Chantel is crying and breaks down to Brandy and is like, I just want to call my dad. And then she says to Brandy that this is so much bigger than what Brandy thinks it is. So Brandy doesn't need to apologize. And I'm like, Chantel, you telling on yourself being upset and triggered by your mama. So now it's bigger than Brandy, but prior you felt like she needed to apologize. Okay, Chantel. So she want to run to daddy and call him. And this is where Chantel says in a confessional that she and her siblings grew up feeling like they had to be perfect. And if they were not perfect, that they feared what would happen to them. She basically painted a picture that she and her siblings fear her mother, aka Jackie Christie. And all it did was prove that she should not be on the show, in my opinion. The group ends up discussing Jackie negatively some more with Chantel. It was nice that they tried to support her, but I'm disgusted with Shawnee especially and Evelyn because I feel like these two are responsible. And Shawnee, it's her show. You shouldn't have put this girl on the show, especially understanding the nuances that come with Jackie as a mom, which they were privy to. So I'm just looking at Shawnee like, girl, you the devil. You are the devil. And thank you. Yes, when Jackie get on her Jack attack, it's she could be that way with or without the liquor. Jackie crazy without the drink. That's a fact. Shawnee says Shawnee is over there talking stuff. Jackie, what are you doing hopping over the couch? Still don't remember you saying anything to your good friend Evelyn about throwing a bottle across the room. Shawnee's trash as well. Shawnee is trash as well. Shawnee ain't no good person. Y'all look it up on YouTube. Allegedly, her husband asking the congregation to donate $1,500 a month. Talking about that ain't much. What? Crazy, not to church. But Jackie does eventually go and talk to Chantel. But Jackie did go up to Chantel kind of aggressive. Jackie was like, Chantel, what's wrong? And Chantel's like, really, Mom? And Jackie explained. She was like, listen, we discussed this. I ain't going to be jumping in your stuff. You ain't going to be jumping in my stuff. And Chantel's asking her mom, like, why would you do that? And she told her daughter, you mind your business. I stay out of your stuff. You stay out of mine, which confirmed to me like they probably did have that agreement. And I think that would be the smartest thing to do if they do have to be on the show together. Because if her mom was as bad as she made her seem, wouldn't Jackie have fought tooth and nail to keep her off the show or something? Wouldn't that have happened? So Chantel's not making sense as a whole either. So Chantel responds to her mom, talk about, do you want me to get dad on the phone and then all of this can go left? What? Little girl. But the most telling part, I think, is Chantel started to get disrespectful with Jackie, and Jackie walked away. She was like, "Oh, you gonna call your dad my husband? Okay, that's my husband." And Chantel said, "You think I care if that's your husband? Are you high? That's your husband, but that's my blood." I said, that's a weird comment to make. That's your husband talking about your dad, but that's my blood. Why would you want to put a division between your parents, Chantel? 1. 2, we know that your dad is your blood. Why are you reminding your mom of that? I feel like there's some type of competition going on for Doug's attention in that house. 3, Doug is not as innocent as everybody likes to make him seem. Chantel, Jackie, the press, everybody. There's no way Doug is innocent because she said, "I called dad and all this shit can go left." So Doug has control of some shit and clearly is aware of some shit, but clearly the shit ain't so bad or he don't care either to say much. So I'm looking at Doug like, okay, you just as bad. I think there's some shady shit going on in that family. I really do. But I just wish that they weren't having it play out on TV. This shit is trifling. Like, I don't need to see it on TV. I feel like I'm peeking into my neighbor's like house or something. Like I'm in people's business that I'm not supposed to see. That just like makes me normal, like nervous a lot. Nakia said facts. Shani said her putting the daughter on the show just shows that she is not Jackie's friend. Shawnee O'Neal is nobody's friend. And she's only friends with Evelyn because neither of them can figure out how to not get cheated on. So, there's that. Hi, DM Rocks. We love when you pop up. You always have something. Shani said, if you don't stop picking on me, I'm going to call my daddy and tell on you. Grow up, Chantel. Grow up. Right. Little girl, that was her husband before he was your daddy. And in that order. DM Rex said, how do you feel about Brandy said that Ty was the leader and everyone else is following her? I agree with it a little bit. Evelyn seems to be a dog panting over. All the ladies act a little weird over Ty. I wouldn't say that Ty is a leader of much, but Ty does have the ladies in a frenzy, but it has nothing to do with the show. It's just Ty's dating preferences are everywhere. Like she'll date whoever, wherever, whenever, if that makes sense. So, it is what it is. I'm not that impressed with Ty. I don't really care for Ty on reality TV. I didn't even like watching Ty when she was with Mimi on Love and Hip Hop. It's not that I dislike Ty. She's talented, does a lot, beautiful, but I just don't feel like she's for reality TV. I don't know. I don't care for most of this cast, though. I'm just here because y'all be here, honestly. And I appreciate everybody who did watch. Normally, James does join us for the entire reactions, but he is working overtime at work. He does work at night. So they get called in early instead of staying all into the next day. But we asked this earlier, DM Rocks. We was just talking about why is this girl here? I don't like her. I don't see her purpose. She's like those really small breeds of dogs that really wouldn't be bred naturally, that you got to keep in a purse or something. She's just useless. She's useless. Shani said for a minute, I thought she was that basketball player that got arrested overseas for carrying weed. No, that was Brittany something. That was a different basketball player. But that too, I'm like, who the fuck? No shade. I'm glad she's back and safe. But who the fuck is trying to play with TSA internationally? I'm just saying. Once it come to another country, you don't know what different beast. And in Russia, of all places, that shit was crazy. She lucky. But y'all, that's all for today. We'll be back on my channel again tomorrow. We're going to be going over the Valley. And does Housewives of Miami, I can't remember if it comes on a Tuesday or Wednesday. Whenever Housewives of Miami airs, we'll be recapping that as well the day after. We'll also be on James's channel later in the week, likely toward the weekend, to do Somebody's Son, as well as the Housewives of Atlanta and Never Ever Met, the reunion. We'll be recapping that on my channel on Sunday as well. So be on the lookout. I had thought about this, DM Rocks. I had thought about this, DM Rocks, because I was like, Amy doesn't, I heard she quit Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. So I don't know. We will see. But just in case, I'll put my little Instagram in thy chat. If anybody wants to follow me and send me some tea, send it to either Instagram. It is in the chat. Other than that, y'all, I appreciate everybody for watching. If you think of a show you want us to recap, let me know. One of us will do it. Love and light, and I'll see y'all next time. Adios.